as Gabo. He is the best-known Latin American writer in history. He acclaimed fame for his masterly approach to the novel, as a superb crafter of short stories, and as an accomplished journalist. He is considered as one of the greatest writers of the 20th century. Garcia Marquez began his career as a journalist while studying law at the National University of Colombia. He pursued a self-directed education that resulted in his leaving law school for a career in journalism. He then wrote many acclaimed non-fiction works and short stories, but is well known for his novels such as 100 Years of Solitude in 1967, The Autumn of the Patriarch in 1975, and Love in the Time of Cholera in 1985. 100 Years of Solitude received universal recognition and bagged him a number of international awards and also an honorary LLD from Columbia University. These awards set the stage for Garcia receiving the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1982. He popularized a literary style known as magical realism, which uses magical elements and events in otherwise ordinary and realistic situations. His notable works include The Leaf Storm in 1955, No One Writes to the Colonel in 1961, Memories of My Melancholy Wars in 2004, and News of a Kidnapping in 1996. He passed away in April 2014.
The story that we are going to listen is a part of a novella written by Marquez. And what is a novella? Yes, a novella is a short novel or a long story. And in this novella, we can see the real life experiences of Luis Alejandro Velasco, a 20-year-old sailor who was shipwrecked in the Caribbean Sea. He and 7 of his shipmates were washed overboard from the ship destroyer Caldas. And what is a destroyer ship? Yes, that's a small warship, a navy ship. And these people were traveling from Mobile, a port in USA, to Cartagena in Colombia. And what will happen to these people? Will they be saved? To know that, let's go to a textbook. I will read it for you. Listen carefully. My first impression was that I was utterly alone in the middle of the ocean. The ship plunged into an abyss and disappeared. I had no idea what was happening. I took hold of one of the bobbing crates and stupidly began to contemplate the sea. It was a perfectly clear day. Except for the choppy waves produced by the wind and the cargo scattered across the surface, there was no evidence of a shipwreck. Soon I began to hear shouts nearby. Through the sharp whistling of the wind, I recognized the voice of Julio Amado Carabello, the tall, well-built officer who was yelling at someone, "Fatso, hold there!" It was as if in that instant I had awakened from a moment's deep sleep. It dawned on me that I wasn't alone in the sea. There, only a few meters away, my mates were shouting to one another and trying to stay afloat. Quickly, I began to think. I couldn't swim in just any direction. I knew we were about 50 miles from Cartagena, but I was not yet frightened. For a moment, I thought I could hold on to the crate indefinitely until help arrived. It was reassuring to know that all around me other sailors were in the same predicament. That was when I saw the raft away from me. I swam for about 3 minutes. I lost sight of the raft momentarily, but I was careful not to lose my bearings. Suddenly, a rough wave pushed the rafts alongside me. It was huge, white, and empty. I struggled to grab the rigging and jump aboard. I made it on the third try. Once on the raft, panting, whipped by the wind, immobilized and freezing, I found it hard to sit up. Then I saw 3 of my mates near the raft, trying to reach it.